and welcome back to Thanksgiving. Okay, y'all know I love to sing, so I'm always doing those sing songs. But anyway, this is going to be so fun, you guys. Broccoli casserole, but this time, yeah, sometimes I open that old can of cream and condensed mushroom soup. But this time, we're getting a little fancy because Thanksgiving, so we're making our own cream sauce. So let's get started. All right, we're cranking up the heat and we're grabbing our whiskey, which is not too far from exactly what's going in this. Okay, so we're starting the butter. All right, so 2 tablespoons of butter are in our saucepan, and we want to melt that down all the way. You want your butter melted all the way. When you're building a good roux, the foundation of a good sauce is your roux. We know that, right? We know that. We watch Food Network, blah, 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 fun, fun, fun. Okay, so you want to get your butter melted down all the way. Now, into your butter is going to go 2 tablespoons, and it is melted down all the way. So we have our 2 tablespoons of flour, and this is all-purpose flour I'm using on this, guys. Okay, let's set that to the side. Poof! Sometimes it's fun to just make a little bit of a mess in the kitchen, isn't it? All right, so with our whisk, we want to get that flour incorporated into the butter. And we've got this, let's crank that up to about a medium heat because we want that roux to start building color fairly quickly. All right, and we're getting a little bit of a sizzle in there. That's wonderful. And just keep turning that around the pan, guys. I love a whisk for making a roux or a sauce or a gravy. I just really, really like the whisk. It just does such a good job of pulling everything around the edges of the pan. All right, now you can see in our roux that we've got a nice satiny smooth texture to our roux so far. And that's what we want. Now on this cream sauce, we want a really, really smooth, delicate flavor. So we've got our consistency is pretty satiny smooth. Sometimes you want it a little bit heavier on the flour. So if you have it heavier on the flour, you're gonna see that kind of wet, loose sand type of look. But on this one, we're not going quite that far because I don't want my sauce to be so thick like a gravy. We really want this to be a cream sauce base. We are ready to add we're going to add our spices, our salt. So in is going garlic powder, onion powder, and salt. We're going to stir that in very quickly. And then add our milk. Oh, that smells so good already. And you saw, guys, how once it reached that golden color, you got to work quickly. Once your roux is ready, you can go from ready to burnt very quickly. So that's the only thing. I've got most of my milk added in there. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and crank my heat up. Now at this point in time, it's going to get just about finished fairly quickly. So you just want to keep moving that around in the pan. Just like that. We're going to go ahead and add the rest of our milk. And that's about 2 cups of milk. Now, if you guys are like me, this is the place where you start to get a little worried and you think, oh, maybe I've done something wrong. Maybe I didn't have enough thickening in my roux. But don't panic. Just keep it moving. You can see when that steam is coming off of that sauce like that, it is just about ready. Now, in goes our brandy and our sherry and our 4 ounces of chopped mushroom. Okay guys, now to assemble this, you're going to need a large lidded casserole dish or a covered casserole dish, all right? This makes a really large recipe if your family isn't that big or you don't have that many broccoli casserole monsters in your family. Just cut that recipe in half, you'll be just great. All right, now into your buttered casserole dish goes your steamed broccoli. I love to use this pasta steamboat. I used it one time, package directions for pasta. I did not like how it did the pasta, but I love it for vegetables. So this has become my vegetable steamboat instead of my pasta steamboat. But steam it however you like to steam it. And then just start layering in. So you're going to do a layer of broccoli. You want your broccoli steamed till it's about fork tender. All right? Then goes our sauce. And you're going to do this, guys, in about 2 layers. So do about half of your sauce. Wow, that looks so good. Love this. By the way, if you love cream of mushroom soup like my family does, you got a real good start on it with that sauce recipe right there. All right. Now, cheese, use whatever kind of shredded cheese that is your favorite. When I was growing up, my mom always used cheddar, like a sharp cheddar cheese. But use whatever is your favorite. And again, about half of your cheese, about half. If you want a little bit on the top, on the very, very top of your casserole, then just save a little bit out from what you're layering in, okay? Today I'm using Havarti cheese, just because, hi, Havarti. Hi. My kids will be absolutely ecstatic because they love cheese on the very, very tip top where it gets all good and bubbly and goldeny. Yum. And then on the top of that, the crispy French fried onion rings. And that's another thing that my kids love, so I usually put ample amounts of that on the top of that. We only have this, yeah, sometimes they'll talk me into doing this twice a year. Well, yeah, at least twice a year. We usually do it at Thanksgiving and then at Christmas. But if you want a nice, good layer of that, then you'll need about 4.5 to 5 ounces of those little crispy fried onion rings. Okay, now, lid goes on the top, and in the oven it goes for 20 to 25 minutes. You want it good and bubbly, all right? And then we're gonna lift that lid off for the last 5 minutes. Okay, you guys, our broccoli casserole is out of the oven. And now, at that 25-minute mark, I pulled the lid off and I let it go for about 7 minutes more because I wanted a little bit extra goldeny on the top. Okay? Extra goldeny. We're making up words around here, guys. We're just making up terminology. All right. Now, this is about to go to the table, but I wanted to take a quick taste test before it goes to the table. So let's find a little area that hopefully nobody can tell I dug into the casserole. That is everything you love in a holiday casserole, I'm telling you guys. Man, yeah, because you got the beautiful vegetable, but a little something extra, right? Now that sauce, let's talk about that sauce for a moment. You notice that I put in a little bit of brandy and a little bit of sherry, right? Now what that does is that pulls down and anchors that so that it doesn't taste bland, right? It gives it some depth of flavor and enhances those caramely notes that you're getting from those French fried onions and all of that goodness bubbling up at the end there and caramelizing on the top. All right? So, you guys, when you give this a try, ooh, leave me a comment. And I hope this enhances your Thanksgiving table as it does ours. Love it. I know you will, and let me know. And guys, also, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that for us. That really helps us out, and we're enjoying so much sharing our family with you guys. We'll see you next time on Things Tina Does.